Hey everybody, welcome to Vespers. We're so glad that you have joined us this evening. I tell you, these evenings are a little different than they were Wednesday nights at other times, weren't they? When we'd be sitting around in the foyer eating together, but I can still imagine us together in that space, eating and sharing a meal, and then praying together, and with children running around and all the good times that we've had together. I still can see that, and especially as I get to see your names and greetings on the chat as well. So it's so great to get to see everybody who's here. Liz and Rachel and Dawn and Gwen and Connie and Linda and even Melissa, who's just downstairs, and Charlie and CJ and Isaac. It's so great to see you all this evening and to get to share this time together. So as we begin, we're going to light this candle, celebrating the presence of Christ in us, among us, and beyond us. And also remembering this evening all those who are suffering and need our prayers. Last night, Melissa and I were out on the back porch, and I'm going to actually go pressure wash the back porch just after this tonight, I think, Lord willing. And but that's more than you wanted to know. Last night it was so beautiful, and we were sitting out there, and as the sky darkened up, we could see fireflies just rising up and shining their lights, kind of like little prayers making their way up from earth to heaven. And it was beautiful. It was an amazing time to get to sit there and just take a few moments to enjoy the beauty of God's creation and to take a deep breath and to remember that we are always in the presence of God. So in the midst of these strange days, wherever you find yourself, whether it's in difficult times of struggle and heartache, whether it's times of loneliness or frustration, whether it's times of worry, whether it's times of joy and maybe with some more free time too, or maybe it's a crazy mix of all of those things. It's very hard to explain. In the midst of that though, let's take some time to be kind to ourselves and to remember that we are in the presence of God, that there is love, that there is peace and grace. And be sure to reach out to your friends, your family of faith at Central as well, so that we can be part of your journey in this time together. Tonight, we get to join in the journey with Claire and Logan Lloyd. Claire is a mental health therapist in private practice, and Logan is a chaplain at UK Healthcare and also a deacon at Central. And we're also going to get to talk with Cora as well, and she runs the place. So let's go and talk with Claire and with Logan and with Cora now. So, hey, how are y'all doing?
Hi! Can you say hi?
You want to say wave?
There she
Say
is. Hi.
Yeah, I think Cora wanted to
How
come
are
visit
you,
for a little
Cora?
bit. Can you say hi?
Can you say hi to everybody?
No.
Yeah.
Not
You
now.
don't want to say hi?
Oh, there's a little one.
You clap?
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm
how
working
big are
on
you?
it. I'll see if I can
How
get a
big?
good wave here.
How big is Cora Lynn?
How big are you?
Yeah.
Are you so big?
Great camera shot. It'll show up eventually.
Oh, goodness.
I just want everybody to know that there was a wave before. I got
Yes.
a good wave. So so it's so good to see you all. It's so good to get to talk to you, and it's so good to get to see you too, Cora.
I
Yeah.
know. She's gotten so big since everybody's gotten to see her last.
I know she's grown up so much. So can you tell us a little bit about how you're doing and kind of what life is like right now for you all?
It's been well, most of our focus is right here. This has been kind of what has drawn most of our attention. Through quarantine. Oh, bless you. Through quarantine, it's been a little bit different, a little bit the same. What? Are we gonna wave? Almost?
Now you are?
Yeah. Now you gonna wave?
There.
Yeah. So
Hi.
there it is. As you said, nobody's gonna listen to anything I'm saying. It's all right.
Yeah, sorry. What? Who are you? What were you talking
Exactly.
about?
Yeah, never mind. But life has been a little bit different, a little bit the same for us. I've been lucky enough to continue working through all this, and we'll get to more of that in a little bit. You can say what you've been doing.
Yeah, kind of the same for me. I've been able to keep up with. So, for anybody that doesn't know, I have a private practice. I'm a mental health therapist, and so I've been able to keep up with a good portion of my caseload, just seeing clients through telehealth and telecounseling. And it's going pretty good. But with daycare closing and just the way that like our lives kind of lined out, we do have a babysitter that comes in part-time, and then I sit with Cora the other part-time. And so I've gone down to, I'm still pulling probably 25, 30 hours a week, but it still is, life is just different because I see clients upstairs in our spare bedroom, and it's weird. And, but for the most part, I'm grateful for the opportunity to keep up care of my clients, and because everybody is kind of struggling through this, and it's been a process of struggle, I feel like, for a lot of people too. So
just because you've seen clients on telehealth.
Yes.
In our upstairs bedroom.
Yes.
Not just clients in our upstairs bedroom.
I see. Well, Melissa is also seeing clients via telehealth, so I was like, oh yeah, I got it. I know. Yeah, so that does seem like, it's got to be stressful for therapists.
How big?
In the midst of, oh my goodness, I'm getting a good one. Yeah, it's got to be stressful for therapists in the midst of trying to keep other people and doing okay, and then you're trying to juggle all these things at the same time too. So
yeah, it definitely, I've definitely had to kind of figure out new ways to work and to deal and to have self-care and to make sure that I'm still doing the best I can for my clients, but also for me. A thing that I tell, and I think this is good advice for anybody, but a thing I tell a lot of my clients and have to like hone in on myself is like, you can only be the best whatever you are as you are to yourself, right? And so like, you can only be the best dad, the best wife, the best partner, the best coworker, that you treat yourself with that. And so that's a hard thing to remember a lot of times, especially in times like this when I feel like every month is just the next level of Jumanji of 2020. So, it's just, it's a mess. And so it's a lot to kind of take care of yourself, but it has to be priority right now. So
yeah.
Hey, wants to say hi.
This is why I love Vespers. This is it right now. This is real. Those are great words, Claire. Those are really, that's really hard to do, but it's so true and important for us to try to do as well. So yeah. So
I'll be right
back. It's time for the doggy to go. So Cora, what have you been doing?
What have you been up to? Learning to wave. We've learned to say, how big are you? Are you so big? Say, Corliss, so big.
Oh my goodness.
We started with a couple of words.
Really?
We're not walking yet, but I don't think we're ever going to crawl, but we've passed that. So,
yeah.
But yeah.
And reading a lot of books.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
She loves books. That is one of her favorite things, which is good because we both like books, and so it's we're glad that she's already showing that interest.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
I hope it sticks. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, can you tell us a little bit about maybe your background, where you're from, how you, ended up at Central and all that stuff?
You can go first.
Yeah. So I'm originally from East Tennessee. I came to my relocation to Lexington. I went to college at Transylvania. Was on the swim team. We were both on the swim team at Transylvania, and that's how we met. And then after college, we both kind of took detours to do grad school, and luckily enough, able to come back to Lexington when I got an opportunity to work at UK as a chaplain. And as far as Central, I was born and raised Baptist. My as much to her chagrin, fourth generation Baptist minister, but really appreciate a church that has social justice as its primary ethic, and that also has room to ask big questions about God and life, and maybe not always having the answers, but just appreciating the journey that the questions bring and the companionship of the community that accompanies you. Do you want to go? Where are you from?
Yeah. So I'm originally from Western Kentucky, Hopkins County area, Madisonville. And like Logan said, went to Transy. I was a couple years behind Logan. Came to Lexington because of Transy, and Transy because of I wanted to swim, and Transy gave me the opportunity to do that. And so we, like he said, we kind of, I mean, yeah, he's safe. She wants to. Getting the opportunity to come back to Lexington after having been gone a handful of years was definitely something that I was very happy to comply with. I think we both were looking for jobs in Louisville and Lexington at the time, and we're just kind of like, well, we'll stick wherever, life sticks us. But I think ultimately Lexington is where we wanted to put roots down. And so grateful for that. And I started going to Central just with Logan. I was raised Catholic. And for some maybe obvious reasons, some maybe less obvious reasons, didn't really, my belief system was not falling in line with the Catholic Church, primarily any longer. There's still parts of it, the ritual and the sacrament that, was always really special to me. But, in terms of kind of like how I view the world and how I think, I want to interact with the world, it just wasn't lining up any longer. So, I visit with Logan pretty frequently. I'm not quite as astute. Sometimes I need my Sunday mornings to sleep in, unfortunately, but it is part of that self-care, I think. But I'm happy to, have a place that welcomes both of us, no questions asked, welcomes Cora, and then that also gives us a front and center always.
Oh, wow.
But also gives us the opportunity to teach her the values and morals that we hold really highly too.
Yeah. It's a beautiful place to get to do that and to be able to, we all have the questions we need to ask, and nobody's trying to force their answer down anybody else's throat. We all get to ask, and we all get to seek together. That's beautiful. Well, we're so glad that you all are a part of us and our family, and that you let us get to join you in your family right now. So, now, do you want to talk a little bit about what you've been doing to stay sane during this time? Have you been able to? I guess that's a leading question, isn't it? That we've been able to stay sane. You all have a lot going on.
I would say when we decided to start a family, quarantine was
the
farthest from the option that would confront us, but we haven't found a way to make it work. I think the biggest thing that we try to do is, I'm in the house primarily all week, and so Logan, for the most part, life has gotten to be semi-normal, with still going to work, and so on the weekends, we just try and make sure we're outside, out back. She's got 2 or 3 different water contraptions that we get to play in now that it's warm outside, and revisiting some yard work. And I think that's the biggest thing for us, is just making sure we get some sunshine. That's always something that being swimmers, we love being at the pool, we love being near water and doing anything with water, and so I think that's one thing that
we've missed the pools being open this summer.
Oh man, yeah.
Yeah. I would say we're staying sane, but it's been pretty hard. Work for both of us is pretty taxing. And life with an almost 1-year-old is pretty taxing, as people with kids know, and people without kids know too. And so it's just trying to really, it sounds cliche, but just trying to take it day by day, and what do we need right now, and trying to give each other breaks when we need breaks, and to try to do things together, because that's really important to us. And we really value eating our meals together, and so we've still been able to do that. Luckily, that we have dinner together every night, and we've got a good system where Cora can eat with us, and so and we kind of reflect on the day, and that's been a really welcome thing. And then our rituals for that really we do to help keep Cora on a schedule, but they also kind of keep us on a schedule too. That's every night of going from dinner to bath time to a few more minutes of playtime before bedtime, and those kind of things. It's kind of something grounding that leaves you going. You know what the nights are going to bring each evening. So
Just back and forth.
back and forth.
It's okay.
So
We'll
how
come
do you
back.
move?
With Nancy Aaron.
I know.
Nancy Aaron.
Hey.
There. Cora, what have you been doing? Sane.
Yeah, what have you been doing? Are you keeping everybody in line?
Oh.
Are you... Oh my goodness.
All right.
Yeah.
She's gonna turn it off.
Yeah, we're right. She's going to turn you off.
It's okay. It was worth it. That's
Yeah.
some serious cuteness right there. Oh my goodness. Well, I know children can be exhausting at times, but it's wonderful to find the beauty and to see the life that's there.
Watching her figure things out is a pretty life-giving experience.
A lot of fun. Yeah.
She's a mostly happy baby and loves to smile and laugh and just figure the world out. And so that really, Tyler Sims, many of y'all know him. We were talking at work the other day, and he talked about how children are both the most exhausting and life-giving things on the face of the earth. Just that they can really wear you out, but they also bring you so much joy and hope for the world. So.
Yeah. So often I find that I'm like, oh, I got to get this done, but then something else is happening. But if I can just pull myself away from whatever that task is, and be present for a few moments, like Emma and Jake invite me really into life. I will just go with it.
Yeah.
And
in a way, quarantine has kind of helped us do that because don't have anywhere else to be.
Yeah, absolutely.
We don't have a ton of commitments, to do stuff outside of work, and so on the weekends and the evenings we can just be here.
Yeah. Well, that's
when we allow ourselves to be.
Well, I know one of the questions that people probably would be interested in is just kind of how things are going at UK Hospital in general.
Yeah.
With COVID and all that.
Yeah, no, I appreciate people asking. So, being a chaplain, one of the things that I do is, of course, I visit patients that are at the hospital. But a lot of times, my role has shifted a lot through this to be to focus on the care of the staff who are working at the hospital, taking care of patients, being doctors, nurses, and all the many other disciplines that work in healthcare, and trying to just to give them a moment of space just to reflect on what this time has brought to their life. And what's been the biggest challenge over the latter half of the COVID era has been just the emotional exhaustion of the staff that care for people with coronavirus. It's a lot of work, and it's a lot of fear, and it's a lot of worry, and the political conversations that happen around just what our community does to stay healthy is exhausting and frustrating and angering, and the people that are caring for the coronavirus have the same people that are caring for people who have the coronavirus are going through the same thing you and I are about, what is life like? I'm stressed, I'm worried about going to the store, I'm tired of watching my kids, and on top of that, they're coming in direct contact with people who have this virus, and most of them are happy and feel called to offer this care, but just acknowledge it's been very hard, and I've seen that really take its toll on people, and trying to provide the best support I can for people, just a listening ear, and helping them process their experiences to the best I can. But it's been a very challenging and unique time. So.
Yeah. Well, thank you for the work that you're doing there. That's essential. And thank you. And thank you, Claire, for your work too that continues with folks in our community who need help as well, as we all try to figure out how to do this. We really do appreciate you all and how you help not just our community of faith, but our community at large too. So thank you all.
Thank you.
Is there anything that else that you all wanted to share? I know. Did you have maybe a thought or a poem or a story that you were thinking about reading, Logan?
Yeah. So Cora likes books. Claire and I like books, and she's really, over the past couple months, really gotten into books and, reading all of them all the time and just loves to turn the pages. And a book that I was and grateful to have received before she was born was this book. It's called God's Dream, and it's written by Archbishop Desmond Tutu. And I thought I might read it as just a little devotional for everybody. Does that sound all right?
That's great.
So, and I'll try to show pictures because it's really a lovely art coloring book. Not coloring, just a lovely children's book. So, here it goes. Dear child of God, what do you dream about in your loveliest of dreams? Do you dream about flying high or rainbows reaching across the sky?
Can you turn the page?
Can you turn the page?
Return the page. There, good job.
Good job. Do you dream about being free to do what your heart desires, or about being treated like a full person, no matter how young you might be? Do you know what God dreams about? If you close your eyes and look with your heart, I am sure, dear child, that you will find out. God dreams about people sharing. God dreams about people caring. God dreams that we reach out and hold one another's hands and play one another's games and laugh with one another's hearts. But God does not force us to be friends or to love one another. Dear child of God, it does happen that we get angry and hurt one another. Soon we start to feel sad and so very alone. Sometimes we cry and God cries with us. But when we say we're sorry and forgive one another, we wipe away our tears and God's tears too. Each of us carries a piece of God's heart within us. And when we love one another, the pieces of God's heart are made whole. God dreams that every one of us will see that we are all brothers and sisters, yes, even you and me, even if we have different mommies and daddies or live in different faraway lands. Even if we speak different languages or have different ways of talking to God, even if we have different eyes or different skin. Even if you are taller and I am smaller, even if your nose is a little and mine is large, dear child of God, do you know how to make God's dream come true? It is really quite easy. As easy as sharing, loving, caring, as easy as holding, playing, laughing, as easy as knowing we are family because we are all God's children. Will you help God's dream come true? Let me tell you a secret. God smiles like a rainbow when you do. Close the page. You want to turn it? Close the book. Close it.
Can you turn a page? Or you want to look?
She wants to look.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to.
There.
She wants to keep looking at it.
Oh, that's beautiful. I had not heard that before. That is a beautiful story.
Yeah.
I love that book.
We like it.
Yeah.
Happy to share it.
Yeah, well, thank you all so much. It's been such a joy to get to see you all and talk with you all tonight. Thank you all so much for doing this. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Happy to see you.
Yeah, it's good to see you, and it's good to see you too, Cora.
You say bye-bye? Yeah.
You say bye?
Say bye.
We'll say bye-bye. Oh, thank you all.
Goodbye.
We'll be
Bye-bye.
praying for sweet dreams tonight and a good
All
long
right, thank
sleep.
We are too.
Okay, we'll see y'all. Bye.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
bye.
Thank you so much, Claire and Logan and Cora. It was truly a joy to get to talk with you, to get to see you all, and hear how you all are doing. We so appreciate you all, your service to the community, your service in our congregation as well. And it really is a joy to get to talk with you all. We have a few things coming up before we sing a song. I'll just tell you a few announcements. If you have prayer requests to share, please continue to share those on our Facebook group, or share those. You can email them at pray@lexcentral.com, and let us know those things that we can pray for you about. Also, there's going to be a business meeting next Wednesday. So I'm going to post right now on the chat a link that you should be able to click on to take you to a sign-up form. We're going to have next Wednesday, instead of Vespers, we're going to have a business meeting, and we're going to do it over Zoom. So we're asking folks to sign up, and then we'll just send you a link that you can click on and join the meeting via Zoom. I'll be in the meeting about a half an hour early at 6:30 next week. So if you need some help getting set up, if you need some help figuring out how to use the chat and those kind of features as well in Zoom, we'll be doing that a little bit early. If you need some help or you have questions, you can always email me, get in touch with me. You can find all that information in our newsletter, and we'll make sure that that's prominently displayed again in our next newsletter that goes out as well. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask, and we'll try to get you set up with Zoom so that we can have our first business meeting as we're distanced together, and we can hear from committees and other folks about what's going on in the church and stay connected as best as we can. So that'll be next week, next Wednesday night. Before we go tonight, let's just take a moment to take a deep breath and to offer some prayers to God, and then we'll sing together. We'll sing 3 verses of Amazing Grace, but let's just take a few moments to maybe lift up those folks in our prayers who we know need our love and support at this time. Lord, hear our prayers now. For those who are hurting, God, we ask your comfort. For those who are worried, we ask for your peace. For those who are struggling against injustice, we ask for your strength. For those who feel that they are not seen, God, we ask for your compassion and your love to lift them up, to let them know that they are your beloved child. For those who are sick, we ask for your presence and your abiding peace and comfort. And God, in all these situations, we ask that you would help us to be your hands and your feet, that we would be the whispers of hope, that we would be the kind words of love, and that we would be part of your sustaining grace in these times of difficulty and distress. We thank you, God. that you are always present with us, and that you always give us the grace that we need. Thank you, God. In Jesus' name. I want you to sing with me. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now am found. Was blind, but now I see. Through many dangers, toils, and snares, I have already come. 'Tis grace that brought me safe thus far, and grace will lead me home. When we've been there 10,000 years, bright shining as the sun, we've no less days to sing God's praise. And when we first begun. Amen. Thank you all so much for being with us this evening and for joining in again for another chance for us to get to connect with one another and to remember that we're not alone. We hope to see you back again on Sunday, as we'll be back here on our YouTube channel and as we continue our journey through the Psalms together and as we worship together. Again, thank you so much. Go in peace.